name is Amna, and for my personal resource accounting project, I chose to focus on reducing food waste. And so, through this presentation, I'm going to talk about the changes I implemented, the data I collected, and the broader implications of food waste reduction. So, just to overview what I'm going to cover in this presentation, I'm first going to talk about the steps I took to reduce food waste and how I collected the data. And then I'll be analyzing the data and its impact. And then I will cover the potential effects of reducing food waste on a larger scale. And then I will be covering the benefits and the challenges that I faced during this project. So my goal for this project was to reduce the amount of food waste that I was collecting towards compost. So my project involved collecting data on food waste, and to do this I used a dedicated compost bin. I tracked the amount of food waste collected daily by weighing the bags, and I was aiming to reduce the amount of waste produced daily. And so to achieve this, I made several different lifestyle changes to, over time, reduce the amount of food waste that I was collecting on a daily basis. So these are just some examples of how I was collecting my data. So I had a dedicated compost bin where I was collecting the food waste, and I would weigh the filled bags daily to determine the average amount of food waste that was produced. These photos are from collecting my baseline, and here I am. You can see the photos that I took after making changes. So I made lifestyle changes to reduce the amount of food waste produced daily. And so some things I did was I would make sure to only buy fruits and vegetables that I would need for the week. And any fruits that started to go bad, I would put in the freezer. And I started to make smaller portions of food to ensure that there was no leftovers that went to waste. And I weighed the bags for these 2 weeks while making these changes to see the difference. And so this is how I would to keep track of the data. So every day I would put the amount that the bags weighed in a spreadsheet, and just to keep track. So this was the amount of food waste collected for 2 weeks prior to any lifestyle changes. And this was the amount of food waste collected after making lifestyle changes for 2 weeks. So overall, I collected data. I did this project for a month. So before I made any lifestyle changes, I was collecting an average of about 2.50 pounds of food waste daily. After 2 weeks of making adjustments, my daily average dropped to about 0.93 pounds, and this represents a 62.75% reduction in food waste. So just to extrapolate this data, over a year, if I continued this for a year, I would save approximately 573 pounds of food waste per year. And if the entire US population participated in this same change, this could result in a reduction of nearly 190 billion pounds of food waste annually. And if this effort was taken globally, it could reduce food waste by over 4.5 trillion pounds every year. So just to get a better understanding of the impact of food waste, I just want to share some statistics. So the average American wastes about 325 pounds of food annually. So a 62.75% reduction saves about 203 pounds of food per person each year. And if we were to look at this in terms of meals, the USDA estimates an average meal weighs 1.2 pounds. So this would be equivalent to saving 114 meals annually per person. And food waste makes up 24% of landfill materials. So if every American reduced their food waste by 62.75%, it would divert 43.5 million tons of food from landfills. And this would in turn reduce methane emissions and overall benefit the environment. So, some takeaways from doing this project: it was both challenging but also very rewarding. If I was to do this project again, try to I would try to change how I manage my time and probably adopt a better, like a more structured tracking system. I felt sometimes it was hard for me to keep track of my data, or just to remember to write it down in my spreadsheet. But I realized from this project that small changes in how we manage food can have a significant global and environmental impact. Some challenges I faced: because I collect food waste, the food waste that is collected is not just from me, it's from my family as well. I felt like it was hard to make a drastic difference because the efforts weren't only put on me, it was put on everyone. So it definitely required a collective effort, but I think regardless, I was able to reduce a significant amount. And the broader understanding of the impact made the effort definitely worthwhile. And my advice for anyone who wants to make a similar change, I would definitely recommend to start making small changes and gradually building up. I think it would be easier and they would definitely see longer lasting results. And my advice for other students who are doing a project like this or the same project would definitely be to reach out and ask the professor if you need any clarifications on anything. I had some difficulties just understanding my baseline, and just getting that clarified earlier on, I was able to actually progress in the project and to reach my goal easier. And I would also just recommend to just find an organized way to collect data because it can be a little bit overwhelming. And these are my sources. Thank you.